Hey, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing great this evening. Brenda Foley is in the house. So good evening to you, Brenda. Juliana's in the house, my neighbor from up in North Carolina, and it's raining up there. I wish we could get some rain down here. I had to go out earlier. I had some tomato plants out back, and they are suffering. So I had to go water those earlier. So we haven't got any rain in a while. So glad y'all are getting a little bit up there. It may not be uh, hopefully it's not too much, but I know we sure need it here. So, and Lynn is in the house. Good evening to you, Lynn. And Linda from Lexington, Kentucky is in the house. Yeah, y'all do me a favor. I realized this the other day that I know a lot of your names now, a lot of the screen names from YouTube and everything, but I don't know where a lot of you're from. So drop that down in the comments if you would, and let me know where you're watching from. And so I'm here in the upstate of South Carolina, so I know I got a lot of North Carolina neighbors and Georgia and all that good stuff in the house too. So um, Lynn said, "What is new? I think you've been a busy man these days. New things are happening." Yeah, Lynn. So I just rolled out the coaching program a couple weeks ago with the Southern Keto app, and then a few days later, that sold out pretty quick. I was originally thinking I was going to have a lot more um, people in. I was thinking I was going to limit it to 30, but then after like the first five, and I signed up and I figured out how much it was going to be, how much work it was going to be, I limited it to 10. So I cut it off. Um, but what I tried to do is just bring the app out to where um, I could just have it as meal plans, because that's the way the app was designed, was around a meal plan. I wanted to have something that I'd gotten a lot of requests for coaching and things, and so I developed that to be a meal plan that I could give my clients based on their health conditions and things. And I'm not a medical professional, so none of this is medical advice. But if you do sign up for private coaching, then I can take your intake, your medical history, and all those kind of things, and I can, because um, you would at that point be a client, so I can give you recommendations and advice. It's kind of blanket advice when it's on YouTube, but if I have you as a client, then I can get a little deeper into it, knowing your medical history and medications you're on and things like that. So, but I thought there would be a need to maybe go in and do an app that wasn't related to that at a better price point. So that's what I rolled out last week. And so I'm still touching that, and there was a little confusion about it. I refunded somebody yesterday for that. I think they were wanting something that was more like a traditional app that you kind of like plug and play and it's all ready to go. But my intention is to calculate macros and things like that. And it's the app is like 6 questions, where the coaching program is about 70 in all. And so anyway, I'll get the macro, I'll get all your information, quickly, get your macros and calculate a meal plan for you based on your goals. But that takes me a little time. So it's not like you can go on Play Store and download it. You just can't log in, because there's nothing to log into unless you've paid and you're a client. So either way, the coaching's closed, but the other one's still available. But basically, you go in and sign up. I create you the meal plan, where you can go in, you can swap meals for something you don't like. But one of the questions on there is, what kind of foods do you not like? So I'm not going to give you any meals that have, tofu, if you don't like tofu, for example. So, so anyway, that's available too. So that's rolled out. The website, southernketo.shop, is out now. I'm slowly putting recipes in there. I'm doing this all myself. So I'm going to have all of my recipes on there where you can easily print them out. I know a lot of people have trouble doing that from YouTube. So that'll be an ongoing process of me putting all the recipes in there. But all the recipes will be on the website eventually. So that's something that a lot of you have been asking for a long time too. So I hope that's helpful for you. So yeah, that's what I got going on. And then I've got a huge project that I'm working on. I just started on this kind of as this app thing was winding down and testing was going on and things like that. I've got a really, really exciting thing coming up, but it'll probably be somewhere around November or something when I'm rolling that out. But let's just say it's something that'll definitely benefit you. And I can't say much more than that right now. Sorry about the teaser, but I'm trying to have that out before Christmas anyway. So, and Sherry's in the house tonight. So that's what's going on with me. Y'all tell me what's going on with you too. I used to have a teacher in school, and whenever we get in the class, she'd be like, "All right, tell me something new, and then tell me something good, and then tell me something good and new." So if y'all got anything good or anything new or anything good and new, let me know what's going on with you also. So, Sherry, good evening to you. Evelyn is in the house. Good evening to you. And Lynn from Wilkes County, North Carolina, not too far up the road from me there. Well, it's a good little haul, but at least we're, one state over. So Will's in the house. Hey, Will. Rocky Mount, Nevada. Now, what's that? What's that near, Tyrone? I don't know. I've been to, of course, Henderson. I've been to Laughlin, which is kind of on the line there. I've been to, of course, Vegas, but Rocky Mount, I don't know where that's at. Lori from Montana, that is a great place up there that I hope to visit one day. So I appreciate you being here. Now, Lynn, I didn't know you were from Indiana, so I think I knew that from Dustin, maybe. Hello there, Chris Bear. If y'all don't know who Chris is, he's with Keto Chow, and they just released the the squeezy bottles, which are awesome. I'm loving those. So I'm going back to the gym, and so I'll throw those in the gym bag now, and so that's really, really cool. Rocky Mount, yes. I have been to Rocky Mount. A monsoon is coming, Kingman, Arizona. Well, I hope you stay safe there. Now, you don't get a lot of rain there, so any rain is probably unexpected, and hopefully everybody's ready for it. Carrie, I knew it. I figured you were rowing in tonight. I didn't know, but I'm glad you're here. You drive home from work now. All right, Chris, will you be careful? Why was the computer cold in the customer service office? It left his windows open. Yes. Yeah. I know. a lot of this stuff is it takes a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and just like working on that app and all that. It's a lot of behind the scenes work that nobody knows, and but anyway, just know some good things are coming, and I think everybody will like it too. So Donna is in the house. Hey, Donna, you just missed me doing a lot of talking. So this week from Tuesday, I went to a temp company, fill out all the applications. Tomorrow I'll take $10 an hour. I go Friday, do all the paperwork, and they'll attempt work Monday. Awesome, Carrie. Well, good. That's an improvement, a step in the right direction there. So I have some new doggy swimming puppers. Awesome. So that's good and new. Greetings from New York City, one of my favorite places. I mean, other than South Carolina, of course. Let's see. I'll have to look. I didn't see the new salty bottles. Yeah, I've got the link down there in the description too. I just did a short video yesterday about them. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. And especially some of you that don't like flavored electrolytes or don't like sweeteners or anything, you can do those and either add your own sweetener, add your own flavorings, or just leave them raw and salty. So you can do that too. You two went to a commercial, then my screen went dark. I had to go out and come back to find you again. I'm glad you made it back. There you go, Chris. Appreciate you being here. Amy is in the house. I missed so much not watching. Hello, everyone. And hello to you, Amy. Nolene is in Ireland. It's raining here too. We need to change our name to Rainland. Well, you can send a little bit our way because we sure need it in South Carolina right now. I'm telling you, I don't remember when the last day was we had rain. It was over a week ago. So my vacation streak will end, but like you said, it will be good. Not computer related, but I'll still build on my skills. Yes. Well, Carrie, that is a great thing. So yeah, so y'all know what's new with me right now. So I was looking through some things earlier, and I'll share one thing with you here. Maritza is in the house. Hey to you, Maritza. So there's a new updated erythritol study that just came out again. And just like the last ones, it's a Petri dish study. And, it's about erythritol. Let me just pull it up here. And now I can't find it. All these are old. They may have taken it down already. But no, anyway, you'll see these studies come out, and I try to always read through them and see exactly what's going on, see if they're done correctly, see if they're done on rats or humans or whatever the deal is. This is another Petri dish study on erythritol, so you never know. I would say use caution on it, but to me, if the studies are done correctly and there's a large enough control group and they're done in humans and maybe peer reviewed and things like that, great. But let's see, here it is. This is from the University of Colorado Boulder. Common sugar substitute shown to impair brain cells and boost stroke risk. So basically they're saying that non-nutritive sweeteners have been purported to be safe, but they may not come without consequences. And again, the study and read these studies carefully. The way that they're conducting, especially these erythritol studies, which is really, really maddening because it's not the way that these things work in the human body. They're taking certain cells, endothelial brain cells, in this case, I think it was, putting it in a petri dish and then putting a dose of erythritol on it. Well, that's not the way your body works. I mean, it goes into your body, it's digested, it goes into the bloodstream, and then gets to that barrier. I mean, I would say pretty much anything's going to happen. I mean, if you take the raw cells and dump sugar on it, probably the same thing will happen. It's just, the way that they do these studies is just maddening. And they, I think it was five different people or 5 different samples that they used. If it were people, then, there's long-term use of erythritol by, tons of people, including myself. So I think they would find that if they did it correctly in the human body, studied humans, that, and maybe do a cross section, do some that are metabolically healthy, some that are not metabolically healthy, or, some that eat lots of carbs and some that don't, that all those things are going to make a difference. So, but those are the things that are coming out, and I try to do the best I can to to bring light to these things and just encourage you to go and read them yourself. And with some of the AI tools and things out there now, that's going to make it easier, I think, to even figure out where the flaws are out in these studies. And I like digging into them and figuring out who's actually funding them at the end of the day. But I think it's going to be a lot easier to do that without having to dig as much, hopefully. But these tools are good and bad, just like Dr. Google can be great, but it can be really bad too if you don't ask the right questions and know what you're getting into. Sammy Jane is in the house. Well, Sherry, I just made my first keto chow creamy, sort of. Bought a cheapy ice cream maker on Amazon Day. It's kind of icy, but okay. I clearly need to save my pennies for a Ninja. Yeah, the Ninja really makes the keto chow ice cream, or any other. You can use my ice cream recipe for that matter. But it really does a good job of kind of spinning it out and making it creamy, thus the name. So, it really, really does work well. I waited for a long time. I've been using that one that I've used in all the ice cream videos at Cuisinart. I've been using that for a few years, and I really like it. And like if you're making the El Ruderai frozen yogurt or any of those frozen yogurts with the real probiotics in them, you can't use the creamy because the heat from the blades and stuff will kill that bacteria. But so you need one that spins slow like that Cuisinart that I have. But for keto chow ice cream, or even, like I said, if you want to make batches of my ice cream recipe and freeze them, pop them out, throw them in the creamy, works great too. So, and I know I didn't notice them on sale. I usually look at that, the Prime days and stuff, but I know around Black Friday, they usually have deals on those. So I'll keep my eyes open on that. I didn't notice any. I may have missed it, but I didn't notice any on this latest Prime days that was a deal. So Polly Landon is in the house. Hey, Polly. Donna, thank you so much for putting all the, yep, that is the one right there. That's the study. So thank you for putting all that in the comments. And like I said, y'all really, really read these things. And, I'll do my best to bring you my opinions about them, but there's so many that are coming out. It's hard to keep up with all of them, but I'll do the best I can to keep you updated with at least what I think about them, for what that's worth. See, Victor talks about behind the scenes. In my time, I have had, I take the old movies and TV and with the internet, see how they made the magic work, and it's been cool. Yeah, it is cool. I like watching stuff like that. And I was watching the other day about seed oils, because I'm doing a video about that pretty soon, about how it's made, manufactured, and all the things that go into it, and all the great chemicals that go into it, and why you really want to eat more of those. So, but yes, it's pretty crazy once you get into stuff like that. Let's see. Man, YouTube's being bad to y'all today. Yeah, I think they also use unimaginable amount of sweetener too. Some studies, yeah. Well, they normally do. I mean, they use they got a petri dish full of cells, and then they dump 6 grams of erythritol on there. Like I said, I mean, you can dump 6 grams of pretty much anything on there, and I think you can get some sort of reaction. So let's see. Weather storm was supposed to be Dexter. Didn't do much, just rain in Lake Charles, Louisiana area. Might be near Beaumont tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's coming our way. So hopefully we're gonna get a little bit of rain off of that. And I hope everybody's safe and it's not too bad. No, all y'all are getting kicked off by commercials. But maybe that you have now, you're good. So, that's weird. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. If you use allulose, you don't need to use the creamy. I've heard that thing makes a lot of noise. That thing is loud. Anytime you've got an accessory that's like a shield that you put around the thing to keep it to keep it quiet, it's loud. I saw one of those. It's like a sound baffle or something, I think they call it for the creamy. So it is loud. Like I'll turn it on and go to the next room. So I don't. You'll never see anybody on a YouTube video or anything to my knowledge, unless they turn the sound way down. You'll never see them hit the button and stand there at it. It's loud. I have an ice cream maker that you have to chill the basket. With my little fridge and freezer, I can't use it unless I get a freezer later for storing meats. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a chest freezer because I like to go and find all the deals and throw those in that chest freezer. And then anytime I'm doing a video where I have to freeze something or I'll throw it in the freezer overnight or whatever, that's the one I put it into. I've got a flat space on top that I put it in. So it's out in the garage. And once you have the ability to find some deals, you can freeze the meat, and it saves you a bunch of money on meat. So today I had the mussels. I found, so they have these mussels I like, and they come with a garlic butter sauce. It's just it's butter, garlic, and parsley, I think is what they have it in. But they have those on sale all the time, buy one get one free. So I'll get 6 or 7, 8 of those, and throw them in that freezer, and then I can pull them out. It's ready on the stove, and you put it on high for 4 minutes, and then 2 minutes later, after that on low, it's ready. And so that's quick and easy. That's the kind of stuff I like getting. If you can find them with clean ingredients and on sale like that, I mean, you can save a ton of money. One of the Cuisinart things that Victor has is a tedious thing because you have to freeze the bowl, but I get soft serve ice cream in 20 to 40 minutes. Yeah, during the summertime, because I don't eat so much in the winter. I know some people do, but I'll keep that bowl once I scoop the ice cream out. I'll just wash that, dry it, and throw it right back in the freezer. So the next time I'm ready to make ice cream, it's ready. My Ninja Creamy sounds like a jackhammer. That's the best way for me to describe the noise. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is an experience. That's for sure. Hey, Polly. I bought a second Ninja Creamy machine to keep it working so I can have ice cream for lunch. Less than 4 weeks, we start school. Yeah, our schools, I think the first county in South Carolina that's going back, I want to say it's next Friday is one of the districts. Where I'm at, it's 3 more weeks, I believe. So yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it because I don't have any school age kids anymore. We have to buy school supplies for. So, but I went in Walmart the other day, and I was looking for another beach towel, and where all the summer stuff was all back to school. I'm like, what month is this? But yeah, it's they're going back earlier and earlier. I know here they're trying the different schedule where they have more breaks, but they're not as long as they used to be. So that's how they're doing school around here now. Not spend that kind of money for. I'm spending $150. I'm gonna get a maker with a compressor, so no need for a freezer at all. Those creamies are awesome. If you're making keto chow ice cream, that's really the way to go. My faux keto chow ice cream is really filling. It's going to take me 3 days to eat it all. There's only half shaker bottle because this thing is small. I drank the other half yesterday. Yeah, somebody messaged me the other day and like, where's all your dessert recipes? And so I do have a dessert recipe coming next weekend, but really during the summer now, and I eat a lot of fruit. in the summer, but I'm really active also. So, I kind of tell people to scale your carbs and your fruit and things like that. If you can have it, some can't, depending on your activity level. So, um, but yeah, a lot of times in the summer I'm doing berries and like that cobbler recipe that I did for desserts, or just some watermelon with some salt. Or um, what was really good on that was I had a spicy Cajun seasoning, like Slap Your Mama. That's the one that I used to get. But this was one like it that didn't have some of the crappy ingredients. I forget the name of it, but anyway, it was really hot and spicy, but it's salty, and man, it's good on watermelon, believe it or not. But anyway, so y'all hang in there. I got some more dessert stuff coming, but the desserts for me are um, more in the fall and winter, when I don't eat as much fruit, when I'm not as active, and the fruit's not fresh either. But I'll be hitting the gym anyway, so I may do a little bit more whatever's in season in the fall and winter. Um, but yeah, there's some desserts coming, so y'all hang in there. I got a reel going for next Saturday, as long as it tests out right the next time I make it. And I had some problems, but that's what happens. Can't wait to make the Erythritol yogurt. Got everything now. We'll watch your video when I do get the Erythritol Gastrine Subtilis. Yeah. So, bam. So that's my fix. I'm going to switch back on my streaming software, I think, for these lives, because I've checked my camera and my camera keeps focusing. Something with this software. So, plus I can't pull stuff up on the screen as easily as I could with the other one, because I want to have articles and stuff to pull up and have all that stuff prepared instead of trying to hold my phone up and show you. So, I think I'm going to switch back to that. This one's a lot cheaper, but cheaper is not worth it in a lot of cases, and this is one of those. So, I just have to watch the screen, just make sure I'm not getting blurry again. So yeah, the Subtilis is the new. Dr. Davis has updated to the Subtilis, but I've still got the coagulins. I've still got a ton of those left, and it seems to work fine for me anyway. So I'm going to use that up, and then I'll try the Subtilis and see if I notice any difference on that. So, and then you can make that frozen yogurt with it. As long as you can't use a creamy for that, like I said, but I got that frozen yogurt video out too, and that's a really good way to get your probiotics and not even know. I had the pastor's wife that's a nurse tell me that I need different kinds of fuel since I only eat meat. Some veg and fruits do a lot of negative effects on me. Yeah, that's another thing. Maybe later on you can look at some of the gut issues. That's a lot of the problems, especially in the last, well, really since the advent of antibiotics. We've lost a lot of that good gut bacteria due to antibiotics, due to diet, processed foods, seed oils, just basically everything that's happened that's not like your grandparents or great grandparents had. And a lot of those things are being addressed. And Dr. Davis will be coming out with a study of his own, probably sooner rather than later, about that, about some of these food allergies, intolerances, oxalate issues. Gluten. There's really nothing. Your body's just not meant to have gluten. So whether it's a intolerance or an allergy or whatever it is, that's something that's going to be hard to get around no matter what. And so we just don't recommend that anyway. But there's a lot of evidence, and there'll be more and more studies coming out about some of these food intolerances and allergies and the relationship to the gut microbiome. So the study Victor was talking about used 30 grams of erythritol, and they spread it onto the veins they said were messed up. Yeah. Yep. So these studies, and I tried to dig down and see. The deepest I could get into it was that it was funded. That study was funded by a grant from the American Heart Association, but the number that they used for the grant actually coincided with a different grant about obesity and what was it? It was something totally unrelated, and so you couldn't follow it any further than that. The grant number must have been like an umbrella grant, but it was not. It was for a totally different study altogether than what they what the funding says, or where the funding says it came from. So I can't go any deeper than that. But we know that the American Heart Association is funded by Big Food. I mean, they're big contributors. Um, I'm going to try to do a post about that in the next week or two about some of these agencies that supposedly have your health in mind and who's funding them. And you know, kind of goes back to that thing where if you have a huge donor, um, you're kind of beholden to them to do and come out with the outcomes that they want you to come out with. It's kind of like the study. If a sugar company, or as I found on one of them, a manufacturer of sugar and sugar beet harvesting equipment funds a study about erythritol, it better not say that it's a good substitute for sugar. Um, so if if you have big donors that have, uh, you know, may they have their best interests in mind and maybe not yours, and they're funding your study, you better agree with what they're saying and what they want you to do. So I find your lack of ketogenesis disturbing. Hey, Darth Carnivore, welcome in. Since I use a Brave browser, I don't get affected by commercials. There you go. And also with YouTube, you can do the YouTube Premium, and you don't get commercials. Um, I try to watch all the people I watch. I watch through the commercials and stuff because you know we get paid. That's how we get paid on YouTube. So the ads are how we get paid, and then donations and if you get any sponsorships, great. I turned down another sponsorship this week. It was something. It was a what do you call it? Something that makes your web browser is probably what you're talking about, Kerry. But it makes your web browser invisible. Um, I'm like, I think you just send this out to anybody because I've never talked about that. We'll never talk about that. I don't think that's a good fit. But anyway, Kerry, thank you for hitting the like button a trillion times. I saw that. Yeah, Ninja Creamy is pricey, but got my money's worth. I've had mine 3+ years. I use it every day at least once. Still works great. I love the ice cream. My favorite sweetener studies done wrong. Our dose is hundreds of times higher than reasonable. Seems to be testing effects of all sweeteners. Doesn't use sugar as a control and maltodextrin and stuff. Yep. They don't use sugar as a control. They also don't even do it in the human body and study people. There was one that I think they did about 4,000 people, but the study was so badly done, nobody even, I don't think, took it seriously to begin with. That was back, I think that was in 2014 or 2015, maybe. I have to go back and look at that. One day I'm going to compile all these things and take the time to research each one of them and see if I can dig any deeper than I have already. Cindy made a video how she makes her creamy. She turned the sound off. I would recommend that. That would, I'm telling you, man, it sounds like an airplane taking off, but it works great. We don't eat that much keto, chow. My Hubs likes the ice cream, but we don't live on it. It's legit a treat. The other day I asked him, he asked for a shake for dinner. I made him a straight real shake. Yeah, there you go. Here, you can get it. And Sam's is good, but I mean, honestly, I find better deals at my local grocery store because if you wait until, and the meat is still good. I mean, if you freeze it, it's fine. But, when they reduce it, with a few days left to the expiration, um, you freeze it. I mean, it's fine. And, I especially do my beef jerky meat like that. They mark that stuff down all the time because nobody knows what to do with those those cuts that are so cheap anyway. And so I end up getting a lot. And I'll take it out of the package, throw it in the freezer bag and freeze it, and then I'll make a big batch of jerky at once. Yep, they like to bury all that information so you can't see it. Have to ask them the same question over and over, and they sidestep it a lot. Yep. Yeah, that bowl. Yeah, the Cuisinart's it's a pretty big bowl too, and it does take up some room in the freezer. But like I said, when we're doing a bunch of ice cream or now frozen yogurt. I've been doing that a lot more too. It definitely is worth it. Donna loves ice cream in the winter. Yeah, that's the good one, Carrie, because like I said, it's a slow churn, and that if you ever decide you want to do some of that Erythritol yogurt or SIBO yogurt or anything like that and make a frozen yogurt out of it, you just can't use the creamy anyway because of the heat will kill the bacteria in there, and so that Cuisinart's great. Yeah, Don, I do the same thing. Yeah, I'll take that out, just let it sit, and then once it's yeah, I don't put it back in with any ice on it. Um, Chris, enjoy some tuna steaks. That sounds great. I did some seafood today too. Mine is called Tasty One Pint Ice Cream Maker. I got it for $15. That is a deal. That is awesome. And a pint, I mean, yeah, a pint. If you're doing like the keto chow, that can last you a couple days, or depending on if you're doing a full meal with it or not, or whatever. But that's awesome. Love soup in the summer. Well, sometimes you want to be reminded of winter in the summer, and sometimes in the winter you want to be reminded of summer. So I I understand. In fact, that the lemon dessert video I did, I think we did that in the winter time because I just wanted I wanted to, I wanted to be reminded of summer when it gets cold. I posted a picture of a sardine and beach towel and Cindy DeManch's page. My husband wouldn't let me buy it for her. That is funny. We had to get some beach towels because we've got outside we've got a like a wicker basket. That's where we keep all the beach towels and stuff outside. And we were having some people over, and so we needed some beach towels. And opened that thing up, and I had my fault, but I had kind of pushed it over in the corner. We got like a covered deck, and I pushed it over, and so like rain and stuff got in it. And so we opened that thing up, and it was all mildewed and everything. So I had to get some more towels and throw those away. I went to uh, I went to Walmart looking for them. They didn't have any. They had all school supplies, so I ended up going to Sam's, and the only ones I could find there were kids beach towels. So we got some unicorn beach towels, and we got some dinosaur beach towels. So that's what we ended up with for that. So, but hey, they work fine. They're good quality. But you know, our school starts here on August the 18th. Wow, I just looked. Kids starts college the 14th. So that's later. That's later than us. That's when we used to start. Way back when I was in school, we used to start around like you know around the third week of August anyway. And now it's for some of them it's July and early August. So Lynn, you do need an ice cream maker. Oh yeah, that's the popsicles. That's the popsicles I made with the salty. That those things are good too. My son ate them things up. I gotta order some more. I gotta order some more of that salty, that red, white, and bam. He ate those things up like crazy. He loves he loves. I mean, he'll get a pinch of salt like I do, and he loves salty. I honestly do miss your dessert, but I know you've been busy with other things. I have enough of them on repeat to help me to look forward to you bringing them back. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll be doing more of those in the fall. I've also been on this gut kick, this microbiome kick. So I've been doing a lot of that, and that's what's coming this Saturday is dairy free El Rudereyer SIBO yogurt, and we had a ton of requests for that. Um, so I made it. I made it a couple times. Actually, the video I did was the second time I made it. Um, I had to do a couple things that Dr. Davis didn't mention about that in order to make it come out good. And then when I did the video, I forgot to do it anyway. So, but at least I talked about in the video on what to do. So on some of this stuff to I'll tell you the right stuff to do, but sometimes I'll make a mess or that was a mess. But anyway, but yeah, I got a dessert I think you'll love next week. So I made your Jello. I have one word for it: yum. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. It's just so hard now, and I just bought a new toy too. I'll go ahead and tell you about that so that I can go into the grocery stores and um, I know a lot of y'all like when I go in and show like the products and the crap on the labels and things like that. So I bought a new toy where I can go in and film in the grocery stores, and I'm going to go through and like the first one I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to go film it. So if all goes well, fingers crossed, I'm going to try to put this out. I'm going to try to put that one out on Sunday, just kind of a surprise. Well, it won't be a surprise to y'all if you're watching, but it'll be a surprise to anybody not watching. So I'm going to try to go in and film some stuff in the grocery store, going over labels and, just different things that, you have to be so vigilant now about ingredients. I mean, it's crazy. Like the short I did the other day Stir is one of my absolute favorite brands. They have uh, they have the flavored, well, like flavor drops, but you can put it in water. Or I use it in my electrolytes. But they use stevia. They use natural colors. Some of them are colored. They've even gotten some now that aren't. But a great brand. And then, holy cow! It says right on the front from the makers of Stir, and there's nothing on the back that even resembles Stir. They've got aspartame in there. They've got artificial colors. So, even with brands you trust, you got to be vigilant now. And so that's some of the kind of stuff I'm going to go in and talk about and, show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, y'all let me know kind of what some of your favorite grocery stores are. If you see these videos, let me know the ones I need to go in and check out. And, obviously Aldi and Walmart are my top two. And I think, a lot of people don't have Aldi. So Walmart might be more universal, but, I can show you new products that are coming out that, whether they're good or bad or ugly. So anyway, I'm excited about that. And I always love new toys and gadgets anyway. So I'm excited to go in and hopefully they don't kick me out of the grocery store or anything, but I feel like they know me well enough that they'll be good with it. They'll be fine with it. So, but anyway, yeah, back to the Jello. There's so many crap ingredients in Jello. You can see from that recipe how easy it is to make something. Now, does it look exactly the same? No, but it's the same. It's the same effect. A lot of the things they're putting in there to make things look better, but at what cost? What what all? How many ingredients do you want to put in your body that are banned in most countries? It's kind of like the pharmaceutical ads. You can watch pharmaceutical ads and people are dancing and having a great time while they're talking about all the side effects that are happening. And there's only two countries in the world where you can even advertise as a pharmaceutical company. It's the United States and New Zealand. are the only two countries in the world where pharmaceutical companies can advertise directly to consumers. And they're just begging you, please go in and ask your doctor about this. Ask your doctor if this is right for you. Well, it ain't. You're not. I mean, there's so many things, and you just have to be so vigilant. And I'm just trying to do the best I can to expose what I can, and just bring awareness to all this. And it's now that there's more information out there, it's spreading. I mean, the movement's spreading for real food, real ingredients, and holding these companies accountable that are putting crap in the food at the expense of our health for their profits. So I'm excited for some of the things that are happening. I saw a tweet today. I'm not real active on X. I don't have time to get involved in all that right now. But Steak and Shake, they did the beef tallow, which it's not great beef tallow. It's not like what you can make at home. Is it better than seed oils? Probably, but they're still par baking their fries in seed oils first. So, I mean, is it really that good? No. So today they've decided they're going to come out with, or they're going to scrap the Coca-Cola that uses the high fructose corn syrup and replace it with Coca-Cola with pure cane sugar. So, I mean, they're kind of missing the point, but I mean, cane sugar is better than high fructose corn syrup. Neither one of them are good. And if they want to do something cool, go to water. Just serve water. People used to it. Maybe some unsweetened tea. Maybe some sweet tea sweetened with some allulose or something. Maybe some diet lemonade sweetened with allulose, or my blend or whatever. But just bringing awareness to this stuff. The more people that know about it and vote with their wallets, the better we're all going to be. Because once these companies get hit and they're like, well, what is going on? Coca-Cola just shut down 4 or 5 manufacturing facilities across the country, I saw. And that's people saying, hey, we know this crap is bad. And plus, if they're not subsidized, some of the subsidized food programs, if you're not able to buy that on those programs, or they shouldn't be able to be, because us taxpayers are paying subsidies to grow the corn. We're paying for people to get these foods that are not good for you on government programs, and then paying for the doctor visits and the things like that. So it's not good. I mean, I know a lot of people need assistance. A lot of people legitimately need it. And, fueling your body with crap is not, it's just not a good thing. Anyway, sorry about that. I bought garlic salt with parsley. It has ingredients: salt, garlic, parsley, modified food starch, sugar, canola oil, natural flavor. Shocking. Yeah, I mean, if you have to get down to making your own garlic salt to make it good, it's just unfortunate. But you really do have to read everything. I had no idea you can make frozen yogurt from the Erythritol. Yeah, I did a video on it. Using that, you can use the SIBO yogurt too. The main thing, like I said, is just you can't use any high-speed blenders. In fact, the dairy free yogurt that I did for this coming Saturday's version, I did use an immersion blender, but you can't use it after you put the Erythritol in there. You can use it before, but even the heat from the immersion blender will kill a lot of that bacteria in there. So you can't use anything high speed on those. My next is a lava cake. It looks yummy. That is a yummy one. Had an issue with the antibiotic since they were getting rid of the UTI. I had something with the antibiotic. I should have said something. I took it and I'm still reeling off that. I'm still bouncing back. Yeah, and even one round of antibiotics can kill off the gut bacteria, because it kills off, it's not picky. It kills off the good and the bad. Yeah, it is amazing what all I can shove for no reason into seasonings. Hey, Victor, shout out to thank you for the El Rura yogurt recommendation for my poor sleep. It works. Love from Brazil. Awesome, Carolina. Well, I appreciate you being here. I see you a lot in the group and everything. So, yeah, appreciate you being here. I'm glad that's working for you. It really does makes a huge difference. I noticed a big difference in my skin and everything since I started that, but I kind of go back and forth and between that and the SIBO. So, thank you so much. Got to support the channel. I appreciate you and stuff like that. I mean, this kind of stuff just allows me to be able to go in and fun things like creating that app and my next project I'm working on. I'm not going out and trying to raise money for you know I won't even get into that, but there's things I've seen that people have been raising money for like 2 years for projects, and the projects don't look like they're coming along very well. So I want to take all this and self fund all the things. That way, like I said earlier, you don't have donors that you're beholden to. I can do things exactly the way I want to do it without anybody else's input if I fund this stuff myself. So, and things like that help the effort. So, uh, in fact, I put all that aside and like that's what I'm using to. That's what I just bought my new toy with, so I can do the filming in the grocery stores. So I'm excited about those. I mean, oh man, I need to tag some of those companies in the videos when I do them too. So I'm not trying to be, I mean, it's just what they do. I mean, they want to make profits, so they want to put the most addictive additives in there that they can to make the foods the most addictive, where you have to go back and keep getting them and keep getting them and keep getting them, keep buying them, crave them. And at the same time, they need them to be as cheap as possible so they can make as much money as possible. And it's like the post I put out today about it's expensive to eat healthy. Well, it's a lot more expensive to eat unhealthy. And then once you figure it, like a pound of ground beef is grass fed $6. A pound of Doritos is $12. And then on top of that, doctor visits, medications. It's a lot more expensive to eat unhealthy if you consider everything. Is there a way to get stones smaller? I have a bladder stone, 2.8 centimeters, and kidney stone is 3.1 centimeters before carnivore. I ate a lot of plants that had high oxalates that were told were healthy. My advice on that, there's an herb called stone root, STONE, stone root. That has had great results for people. Again, when I recommend things like this is kind of a blanket recommendation. So look it up, see if there's any contraindications with if you take any kind of medications or you're taking any other vitamins or anything like that, just make sure it doesn't interfere with it. Another name for it is gravel root. You might see it known as gravel root, and those are things that can shrink stones. There's another one one more slip of my mind. But those two, or that one's probably the best that I know of, without researching it and kind of looking at. That's my blanket: stone root, gravel root. I'd look at that. So, and again, the high oxalate thing, I did the video on that. Totally a gut thing. I mean, people have been eating oxalates and other things for thousands of years, and somehow, your great grandmother ate oxalates, and somehow, you know, over the last, really with kidney stones, the last 50 years, the incidence of kidney stones and stuff has just climbed just like that. And so it's just, it's a part of the diet. And like I said, you can really trace a lot of things back to the microbiome, because a lot of the products that have been introduced in the last 100 years, 75 years, 50 years, even the old TV dinners that were started, after World War II, a lot of those, I mean, the ingredients were totally different than they are now. And maybe they could hide things more back then, but a lot of these ingredients now were made in the 60s, 70s, and 80s and formulated by scientists that just they just weren't around back then. So just because my grandmother ate the TV dinners back then is what they called them, but it's totally different. It's a totally different animal today. Trying to get back to normal UTI antibiotics. Yep. Kim, yeah, good recommendation there too. A good a good raw apple cider vinegar with the mother. That's a great thing also. You can take that. That's super cheap. Just make sure you get a good one. It should be cloudy on the bottom. It should not be clear. Always make sure it says raw with the mother. And even some of them do, and now they're filtered and they're clear. So look for one that you have to shake up, and you may even see some little floaties in there. That's even better. That's the probiotics. No, no. Apple cider vinegar raw with the mother. Caught a meat deal today with some hamburger meat and patties that were already made up. Yeah, those are a deal. And two, if y'all got an Aldi near you, always get the best you can afford. If you can afford grass fed, get grass fed. I mean, it's slightly better vitamin wise. People think it's a whole night and day difference. It's really not. It's slightly better as far as nutrition goes, but Aldi has a deal now. It's 10 patties for $10. They're already made up, ready to go. You don't have to patty them out. I do that all the time. Monday mornings, Food Lion, marked down grass fed. Yeah, and I'm not going to say what day I go because the people around me might be going and getting my deals. So, but now you can check. Now, matter of fact, my Food Line, I went and asked the butcher one day because he was marking down some stuff, and I'm like, well, "What days do you do this?" He said, "We do it every morning." But I have found that, well, really for me, Thursdays they do a lot of the beef markdowns on Thursdays. But you can always ask your butcher at the store when they do it, and then go in there and do it. Go in there and get the deals. And two, if you're looking for bones and stuff, a lot of these grocery stores don't sell them, and a lot of these grocery stores will scrap them. So if you're looking for bones for bone broth or anything like that, talk to them because a lot of times they might be throwing it away. I found some great deals that way. A whole lot better than going to the butcher and the butcher shop and getting them, or a whole lot cheaper anyway. Let's see. Unicorn. They were a hit, Chris. Unicorn beach towels were a hit. Hey, Nancy, I'm glad you made it from Washington State. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta watch my videos one day. I bet I sound better. I bet I don't have an accent with a chipmunk voice on like double speed. I use a Home Depot box to keep my pool stuff dry. The ones that are black with the yellow lids, no snow. Yeah, we've got some of those. I've got some out in my building that I keep Christmas decorations and stuff in. That's a good idea. Let's see. Seared ahi tuna for the win. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I'll have more desserts coming. Don't worry. But like I said, um, it's it's more fruit and stuff for me during the summertime, and more desserts in the fall and winter, especially around the holidays and stuff. Yep. I hope you don't too. They could with me, but you know, don't bail them out, bake them with cow in it, so I can get through the bars. It's a good idea. Hey, Sammy Jane, hey, those things are elusive. So good luck finding old Yeller. They are very, very elusive. Hey, y'all, it's my first time with Victor's Live. Usually I'm not available at this time of day. Well, hey, Becky, welcome. Glad you made it today. Amy says, my hubby works in a hot factory. His clothes are soaking wet. I told him to drink my homemade electrolytes. First day, he spent more times in the bathroom than his position. Well, yeah, you may want to start if you're not used to magnesium, and I may do a new video about that at some point, because if you're if that's happening to you, it's probably because you're not used to the magnesium, and that magnesium will do the trick if you are having some constipation and you're not used to it. It'll make it happen. Oh, she said I didn't think of the magnesium. I gave him my salty. And he's still in the bathroom. Any suggestions? Yeah, cut the magnesium back, maybe even by a fourth until. So that usually means you're deficient in magnesium, which I mean just about everybody is anyway. But yeah, if you just cut that back maybe to a quarter to start with, if it's that bad, um, and then ease the dosage up a little bit. I'm invited to a potluck tomorrow evening. I'd like to bring things to share that I can eat. Any suggestions? We'll see if anybody's got any suggestions down there in the comments later on. I made the Jello in a 9x9 ceramic dish, and then when it was gelled, I cut it into cubes. And also, Becky, you could look through a lot of my recipes and stuff, because really what I try to do with those is make stuff that people are used to, but just healthier versions of them. So maybe you'll find something in there that you'll like to make, and everybody else will like too. Yep, there you go. Cut the magnesium in half. Deviled eggs, yes. That's a good thing to bring. Yep, I have a mayo recipe for those eggs and a potato salad. Yeah, and everybody, I mean, pretty much everybody likes tater salad. And once you put that dressing on there, I mean, you really can't tell the difference. It's got same texture and everything. Chris, you're probably already eating dinner because I'm late with this comment, but appreciate you being here. He drank two the first day I was worried he got sick from dehydration. No, it probably was definitely that magnesium. Colloidal silver is good for killing bacteria. We'll make our own. That's a good idea for a video too. I haven't done that. Yep, definitely try the yogurt. Yeah, Donna. So Donna put a link to WebMD. So WebMD is another Dr. Google, because yeah, the link. So there's not enough information to say anything for stone root. Because if you hadn't worked with it and you don't know about it, then you know it's that's one of those things. Yep, that means it probably works. Yeah, if you go on WebMD and do that symptom checker sometime, if you got a headache, I mean, you'll end up with all kind of stuff. You'll be going to the doctor, and that's just a headache. Evelyn, thanks for being here tonight. YouTube keeps a percentage of donations here, super chat, etc. I prefer to send directly through Cash App or PayPal. Yeah, and I may do that. I may just add my Cash App or something in the because yeah, they do take a percentage of everything. So that is a good idea. I know you told me that one of your friends did that and put that right in their description on their videos and stuff. And I said maybe I'll do that eventually. Yeah, you can do that. That's a whole lot smaller percentage too on the Buy Me a Coffee. So appreciate that recommendation a long time ago. Because all you know, I eat a lot of vegetables, have absolutely no issues with it. Yep. Stan the man is here from North Carolina. Hey, Stan. Oh, hey, Janine. Yeah, I'm in that Eastern time zone. So look up gravel root and stone root. They don't say anything for bladder stones. I will look into it and get some ACV to try. Yeah, I thought we were. Did you say bladder? I thought we were talking about kidney stones too, but I think it. If I remember right, I think it's. Just, I think it'll do. I think it'll do both. So, all right. Well, I think we are through all the comments here. Um, just wanted to let me see what I have got going on. So I've told you about the app, the grocery store, the yeah. I think I've caught you up on everything that's going on. So, like I said, this coming Saturday, I've got the dairy-free El Ruderi and SIBO yogurt video coming out. Tuesday, I've got so every Tuesday now I'm doing kind of these educational type videos, and another thing I've been able to do now is get an editor for these videos, so that takes a lot off of me because I've got so much going on, and so that has really helped me a great deal on that, and um, and it's always fun. It's always fun to kind of watch them too and see what all they messed up on because of my accent. So a lot of the stuff, a lot of the words that come up and everything are kind of funny and not what I said. I have to be like, no, that's not it. And one of them I missed, so it's still in one of the videos. But so I'm kind of doing the educational type videos on Tuesdays, and then Saturdays, of course, are some sort of recipe. And then if all goes well, I'm gonna start doing some of these grocery store type videos and expose type stuff on terrible ingredients and stuff to watch out for, stuff that is good. And so hopefully we got a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel. So I'm excited about it. I hope y'all are. You are very welcome. I took all my extras home from work with me yesterday. Nothing now between meals till I get home. This healthier stuff is all your fault. Great. Hey, you're gonna notice a big difference in that. I am telling you, you just will. Just make sure you get plenty of the meal to hold you over, and you're gonna be great. Did the laundry, got water, pet the cat, got a fat bomb. Late night after dinner dessert. Yeah, you got to read every label. So, but yeah, lots of good, exciting stuff coming up, and you definitely always need to keep baking in the house for real. But um, it looks like next Saturday, um, next Thursday, I just got to confirm, but I'll have somebody on here with me on next Thursday's live. I just got to check in with them, make sure they're still good, because with everybody's schedule, it's hard to schedule people and get on the same page with it. That's why a lot of people do the podcast type stuff, and I could probably get a whole lot more people that I could interview and talk to if it wasn't a specific time. So maybe I'll look at doing some things like that too, and maybe do like a live premiere where, because some people, they say, well, I can only, I can do 9 o'clock in the morning, and so I'd have to just record the whole thing and just put it out. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I could do some stuff like that and maybe put it out on a Thursday night and just do a live premiere where we can still, and I can be in the chat too, typing in the chat and things as well. So maybe I'll look at doing something like that in the future. But yeah, next Saturday, don't miss that one. That's a dessert. And if you've been looking for that dairy-free, because I know a lot of people have been asking for that dairy-free Erythritol, even if you just want to change it up a little bit with what you're doing, the coconut one's good. There's just some tips that I talk about in that video you definitely don't want to miss when you're making the dairy-free, because obviously it doesn't have the same sugar content as a half and half, for the microbes to feed off of, and it's just a little pickier. There's some stuff you got to add to it that's not the dairy version is super easy. So if you can do dairy, fantastic. If not, maybe do the dairy-free version until you heal your gut, and maybe you can at that point do the dairy. That's happened in a lot of cases that that lactose intolerance just goes away after you heal the gut. So that could be an option too. So Janine, waiting on the Erythritol that's coming Saturday from Amazon. Got my yogurt machine ready to make the yogurt. Well, I think you'll love that. Great live as always. Can't wait for the yogurt video on the app. Sir, you're the best. God bless you. Have a good night. Great night to all, Juliana. Juliana, God bless you too. And I hope you have a great night. I hope you don't get too much rain, just the right amount. So anyway, y'all, some exciting stuff coming up. I am super excited for one thing in particular that I'm hoping before Thanksgiving. So I've been working with a company developing something, and something that everybody's going to love. So anyway, if y'all are again, if you're just joining in, I talked about this earlier in the video, but the app I got, the Southern Keto app, it's a monthly paid. You got to answer questions. It's not just to download and immediately start using it. Maybe I'll do that in the future, where you can go in and just do everything yourself. But right now, I designed it for coaching clients to be able to put out meal plans specifically for them, and that's the same thing I'm doing in that app. It's just not going to be the ongoing coaching and the chat and things like that. It's just going to be the meal plan that I put, give you a new meal plan once a month based on the macros, and I calculate for you based on what your goals are and stuff. So I'm going to touch at that time. You get the month-long meal plan. You can still log your sleep. You can log your exercise. You can log your water intake. You can scan your own foods. You can put your own meals in there. Super, super easy. But the way I designed it, I have to touch it to start with. So you have to answer the questionnaire, and I have to do the meal plan for you based on that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here and go work on finish editing this video for Saturday for you on this dairy-free yogurt. And listen, thank y'all for being here. And I'm trying to think, I thought there was something else I want to say, but I guess there's not. So I will see y'all next week. God bless you, and stay healthy.